AITA for telling off my nephew after he started beating up my son, even though my sister got mad at me. Story 1. Advice needed. So here's what happened. I'm 32F and I've got a 7-year-old son. Jake, my sister. Anna is 35 and has an 8-year-old son. Ben, we've always been pretty close, and our kids usually play together without any issues. But a few days ago things went sideways and now I'm feeling really confused about whether I did the right thing. We were having a family BBQ at my place. The adults were inside talking and the kids were in the backyard playing. Everything seemed fine, until suddenly I hear Jake screaming. I ran outside and what do I see? Ben is on top of Jake, punching him in the face. Jake was crying, and Ben looked like he didn't even care. I pulled Ben off Jake and tried to figure out what was going on. I asked Ben why he was hitting Jake and he just shrugged and said he was annoying me, that was it. No real reason, just that Jake was annoying him. I was super angry. I told Ben in a firm voice that what he did was totally wrong and that he needed to apologize to Jake right away. I wasn't yelling, but I was definitely serious. I wanted to make sure Ben understood that hitting someone is never okay, no matter what. Just as I'm finishing up talking to Ben, Anna comes outside and sees Ben looking upset. She immediately starts asking me what I said to him, so I explained the situation. I thought she would understand and back me up, but nope. Instead, she got mad at me. She said I shouldn't have talked to Ben like that and that I was overreacting. She even pulled the boys will be boys card, saying it was just a little fight and that I was making a big deal out of nothing. I couldn't believe it. I told her that Ben's actions were not just a little fight and that I have every right to protect my son when he's being hurt for no reason. Anna didn't want to hear it, and she ended up leaving with Ben, clearly pissed off at me. Now, I'm feeling really conflicted. I stood up for my son because I believe what Ben did was wrong, but I also didn't mean to overstep with my nephew. I didn't think Anna would react the way she did, and now I'm wondering if I should have handled it differently. So, AITA for telling off my nephew after he started beating up my son, even if it made my sister mad? First comment. Child-free here, so coming at it from the perspective of the kid. NTA. I'm one of 4, have 7 cousins on my mom's side. We'd have family reunions, and when we were together, anyone in the aunt-uncle generation could parent anyone in the niece-nephew generation, especially when something serious major happened. You didn't overstep. You parented a younger family member who knows you, who has a relationship with you. You stepped in to protect your child from a physical assault. I hope your son feels better soon. Second comment. NTA at all. Good job for stepping in and stepping up for your son. Your sister is a complete for thinking that you wouldn't tell her kid that hitting isn't okay for any reason. That having been said, I think it might be worth speaking to your son about Ben a little bit more. Does he hit frequently? Is your son afraid of him? Has he seen Ben hit others? Something uncomfortable is going on here, and if I were you, I would keep Ben completely away from my son until you figure it out. Third comment. NTA standing your ground as a parent is critical, especially in front of your child. Ben's aggression is a red flag, and your sister's defense of such behavior might be why the red flag exists in the first place. A toxic family dynamic should never spill over and affect your child's safety and well-being. Story 2. AITA for telling my brother-in-law he's getting bald, after he told me I'm gaining weight. I'm F16, my older sister Mia is 27, and her husband Hugh is 30. Hugh is a BU lie, and I don't like him. He always says something about my weight every single time. Mind you, my weight is perfect for my height and I can run a marathon. I'm way fitter than he is, but he always somehow suggests I'm gaining weight. While I've learned to not let it get to me, I don't appreciate someone acting like this within the family. I've already spoken to Mia and she doesn't do anything, and my parents tell me it's be rude to tell him to not greet or show concern. And one time I confronted him and he said his concern is for my health, and I told him if he has any health concerns for me, he should bring it up to Mia, who would speak to me as my sister, rather than a grown-ass man who I have no bond with acting like a boo lie. Anyway, he keeps doing it, so my brother 18 suggested I bring up his hair, as he's obsessed with saving what remains of it, with little success. So I did it last night. They visited us, and he told me it looks like I've gained weight. I said it looks like you've lost a fair bit of hair since we last met, and at this rate you're going bald before 32. He got visibly upset, went to the bathroom to look at his hair, and then told Mia and my parents that he was greatly offended. I just shrugged and said as long as he speaks about my weight, I'm going to bring up him going bald. If he shuts up, I will too. While Mia thinks this is fair game, my parents think I'm being an asshole and want me to apologize to Hugh and be the bigger person. My brother says I did well. AITA? First comment, NTA. And your sister should have shut this down before it came to this. I am nearly certain that Hugh is using you as a way to keep reminding your sister that she better not gain any weight. If he brings your weight up again, I'd laugh and tell him that you were asked to apologize to him for pointing out that he's going bald, because everyone knows he is real sensitive about how it makes him look a lot older than your sister. But I told them you and I should have a contest to see if I'm gaining weight as fast as you're losing follicles. Second comment. NTA, don't dish it out if you can't take it. I also think there's a certain level of social closeness you need with someone for it not to be rude to be talking to them about weight. E.g., I might bring it up with my husband because we're married, his health is my business, and vice versa. Bill, who it doesn't sound like you have a great relationship, definitely not him who should be bringing it up. I think most sensible adults, unless they have a good relationship with the teenager, would avoid discussing weight with a teenage girl young woman because they understand that this is often a difficult time in terms of self-esteem and changing bodies. Third comment. Baite. NTA ask parents they are okay with their daughter being degraded but aren't okay with her speaking the truth. If they don't want you bringing up him going bald next time he says something, ask, why are you always checking out a teenager's body? Then before anyone can say anything, ask Mia and parents, why are you three okay with him constantly checking out a teenager's body? Put them all on the spot. Story 3. AITA for throwing my sister out of my BBQ after finding out she cheated on my brother? Advice needed. Hey guys, I need some advice on a situation that went down at a family BBQ I hosted last weekend. Things got pretty messy, and now I'm wondering if I overreacted. So, a bit of context, my brother Mark 30M and my sister Jessica 28F have always been super close. We're a tight-knit family and we usually get along really well, but during this BBQ, everything kind of blew up. Jessica and I have the same phone model, same color, same case, everything. While I was inside grabbing some drive-in case, I saw what I thought was my phone sitting on the counter. I picked it up, and just as I was about to unlock it, a notification popped up. It was a message from someone named Anthony from work, and well, let's just say it wasn't exactly PG. At first, I was confused. Then it hit me this wasn't my phone, it was Jessica's. My heart sank. I'd heard Mark mention Anthony before. He's a coworker of Jessica's, and I always thought they were just friends. But this message, it was pretty clear something else was going on. I lost it. I stormed outside and confronted Jessica in front of everyone. I didn't think, I just reacted. I told her what I saw and Mark's face just crumbled. Jessica tried to deny it, but when I showed her the message, she went pale. She started crying, saying it was a mistake and that she was planning to end things with Anthony, but Mark looked like he'd been punched in the gut. I was furious and told Jessica to leave. She protested, saying it wasn't fair to kick her out of a family event, but I just couldn't deal with her. She eventually left in tears, and the BBQ pretty much ended right there. Everyone awkwardly left soon after. Now the aftermath, Mark's devastated. He's been staying at my place since then, barely talking. I feel awful for him. But Jessica's been blowing up my phone, saying I humiliated her and had no right to air her business like that, especially in front of the family. My parents are upset too, saying I should have handled it privately and that I've caused a huge rift in the family. I honestly didn't mean for things to blow up like this. I just couldn't stand there and pretend everything was fine when I knew what she was doing to Mark. But now I'm wondering if I was too harsh. So AITA for throwing my sister out of my house and exposing her affair in front of everyone? First comment. Did I just read? I'm going to assume this is your sil and hope to God not your sis the way you wrote it. Either your brother and sis are after the same guy, or you guys have a lot of other issues to sort out. This is Reddit, so one can never be 100% sure with these things. On to your sil NTA, she deserves no grace, humility, privacy, or anything else in this other than being called out and having her out in the open for everyone. She deserves everything she got. She wasn't sorry she did it, she's sorry she got caught. Otherwise, he wouldn't be texting her that kind of stuff. I feel for your brother and how he moves on from her. Good for you for standing up for him and teaching that PO as a lesson. Second comment. What in the name of Alabama did I just read? In lieu of voting, I'll share a story. This reminds me of one of my friends who always bragged about losing his virginity to his hot cousin. His words, not mine. He made up a lot of BS stories, so everyone assumed it was just another one of those. Then I'm over at his house one day for a fire and his parents start roasting him about how they can't bring him to family reunions anymore because they're worried he's going to go FAK another one of his cousins. Third comment. Firstly, I think the collective mindset here in this sub is somewhat stunted, or am I the only one that actually realized that you meant sil and not sister as an actual sibling? Sheesh. But whatever, I actually think that in a way what you did could be seen as protecting your brother. She was outed in public and admitted to it in front of everyone, so there is no actual way she can turn this around on him ever. Personally, I think all cheaters should be publicly outed and humiliated so that the truth is known and laid bare for all to see. If you had tried to speak to her in private, she would have gaslit and downplayed the whole thing. This way she had to come clean as she was caught off guard and had nowhere to hide. Good for you. I would have done the same. Also, who cares that she feels humiliated? You showed everyone who she is and what she's capable of. Mistake my $1.